What's going on, guys? Welcome back into another video where today we are going to be watching the I got hired to watch over a server that doesn't exist Minecraft ARG video. That is a lot to say all at once. This video is a Minecraft ARG uploaded by zachobuilds on YouTube if you want to go check him out yourself. He is a Minecraft ARG story maker who has recently uploaded this new video, so we're going to check that out today. Obviously, if you've been watching stuff in the Minecraft ARG scene recently, you'll know that a recent one got very popular, which was, I think it was finding a world that doesn't exist or something like that, by Wiffies, I think their name is, and that skyrocketed in popularity. So it's really interesting to see Minecraft ARG horror stuff get so popular like as of late. I'm excited to check this out. Just from the thumbnail alone, I can't really get an idea of what this is about. There's a bunch of weird, like, zigzaggy grass blocks with a house in the middle of it in some kind of void. So yeah, I haven't really got any idea of what this could be. But yeah, let's check it out, I guess. And just before we get into this video, please like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, as it would greatly help me out. We did recently just hit 2,000 subscribers, but it doesn't stop there. Let's keep it going, and maybe 5k is the next one. 3k obviously, but you know, you gotta reach for the stars a little bit. But yeah, thank you for the support on videos like this and other videos, but other than that, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see immediately, we are greeted with this. I do want to just have a look at this description. This Minecraft ARG is about a player, Cash, who receives a mysterious job offer to work the night shift, watching over an odd Minecraft server. However, when Cash logs onto the server for the first time, it seems as though it's been abandoned. Watch as I try to figure out what exactly happened to the server and why Cash has been asked to watch over it in the first place. Okay. Right, I guess we just get into it and see what happens. Let's go.
Hello there. We are reaching out following a form where you indicated interest in the following role: Server Watchdog. We would love to offer you $4 per hour spent watching over the following server.
This screenshot is the banner image for a channel named Cashing Checks, but according to the player,
Cashing Checks, Lamau,
and has no idea how these people got his email. But out of curiosity, Cash decides to log on and check out this server. Cash loads in for his first...
Hold on, I'm having some mad issues right now. Hold on, give me a minute.
First night shift, and is met with some signs welcoming him to the Outlook SMP. Now, the text on the signs seems to be a bit messed up, perhaps from like the server being upgraded from an older version. However, nothing else seems to be all too messed up. At least that is until...
Okay, I don't really know what's going on at the minute, but my computer is having some technical issues. It's for some reason lagging on the video, so I'm gonna continue and see if it gets any worse. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
Alright, I see exactly why this server needs some admin. It has been griefed to high hell.
Yeah, that is Jesus Christ.
He should probably have creative mode, maybe some operator perms, but instead he seems to be forcibly stuck in survival mode.
That is weird how they wouldn't give him any permissions.
Appears to be online, and Cash is
You think they would?
Or wherever he wants.
I'm gonna put captions on as well, sorry.
Across a main conversation board of sorts. To the best I can read it, it says Goal 1, gather materials, equipment, etc. Goal 2, build main base. Goal 3, enjoy it all until he comes back. Of course,
until he comes back.
He is, but beneath that it says, how long do we have, would you say? And then in very faint text, we see 2 weeks maybe. So from this, we can assume that someone is coming back soon, and that seems to be a bad thing. But best case, it's nothing. Worst case, we could be looking at some sort of like stalker who keeps finding their way onto these people's Minecraft server. Cash certainly treats it like it's not important because he moves swiftly along to just raiding these bases for items, but all of the items available to him are A, glitched, and B, pretty much useless. Cash speaks to us for the first time and says, quote, "They told me not to interfere with the world, but it seems like people already did."
Yeah.
Well, this is helpful because it's clear Cash has had further correspondence with this watchdog thing. But the kicker here is Cash tells us that he doesn't even have a texture pack on right now and even shows us. So the fact that he's seeing these textures and these items being the way they are is very, very weird. Cash informs us that the watchdog people told him that the daylight cycle is tied to real life, meaning that wherever these people are,
interesting.
it's nighttime for them. And Cash says it's nighttime for him as well, so they might even be in the same time zone. Eventually, though, Cash just decides to pillar up in the center of town and crank up his render distance to like watch over the area. Unfortunately, the second he does that, his PC starts to have an absolute crisis. Come on, Cash, showing up unprepared for the job.
Yeah.
You didn't buy a fancy PC when you got hired? Come on. Well, Cash, I would
Maybe
like to
it's just the
honor
video.
you. For now, though, Cash just turns down his render distance and watches over the server for a bit until he hears.
That's one of the pillager horns, isn't it?
You have been locked out. Thank you for your time.
Username?
All right, let's talk about this, I guess. That was a goat horn that is in the vanilla game. However,
Yeah.
that's not something that can simply be done or played without a player blowing into the horn. And as we can see, no one is online right after that noise is played.
It's a good thing they
Instead, we
checked
see a player
instantly.
join with just the username. Potentially, if Cash had been holding down tab when they did join, we might have been able to see like a player skin, but even that seems unknown. And I don't like unknowns. So let's start getting some knowns in here. Cash is back for another night shift, but this time when he logs on, that pillar he was on has been removed, so he just sort of... But once he respawns, he finds that his stuff is gone, and a message is sent into the chat.
Please do not intrude into the server/move and blocks or items.
To which Cash responds,
Yo, mama.
"Dude, you like got him. That was so good." Cash does indeed try to tread a bit more
I love
lightly.
the one thing that I love about Zach's videos is he always takes the complete piss out of like all. I remember watching some of his older videos or previous ARG videos and just takes the piss out of the entities. I love it. It's so funny.
To the house with the enchantment.
It's so funny.
Cash starts looking through stuff, and by looking through stuff, I mean looking through stuff. He's going
Everything.
through chests, ripping through the bookshelves, and
A secret door.
secret passageway in a bookshelf. It doesn't get much better than
That's
that.
that's
Cash
so
makes his way
good.
down and sees tunnels, seemingly man-made tunnels. Cash walks around through.
I would
tunnels,
think
and
so.
finds another ladder that leads him up into a different one of the houses. So these tunnels essentially just connect each house together. It's finally at this point that Cash realizes the book he grabbed is a book and quill, and he reads,
Don't listen to whatever he told you. It's probably lies. And if you are him, fuck you.
all right, some fighting words.
Yeah, fair enough.
Him. But clearly, whatever this book is talking about is something that went down on this server, and what that is remains to be seen. But eventually, Cash makes his way over to this signboard again, and this time, all the signs seem to be gone. This confirms at least.
Okay,
that
so
someone
username
in
is
the
definitely
world
some type of
was
admin person.
on. And I believe Cash realizes that too, because he decides to write a sign of his own, and he says,
Hello? Can anyone see this?
well, based off of that dark oak, no, I cannot. Jesus. He grabs some yellow dye so it's actually legible, and then continues.
Oh yeah, I
his
forgot you
journey.
could do
He
that in
finds
Minecraft
another
now.
secret way into the tunnels, and then eventually he just freezes and goes AFK for a while. When he does come back, eventually he says, quote, sorry, I think there was a deer outside or something. He then decides
Okay.
he wants to check out the nether, and he gets a block so that he can get in there, and of course he gets disconnected. You can call it a coincidence. I'm gonna call it tactical nerfing. Now, this whole mention of seeing something in real life, I'm personally going to chalk up to paranoia for now. I mean,
yeah.
you're doing a night shift. This is the second night that Cash has presumably
Dear.
stayed up late, and probably you're going to be pretty paranoid the entire time. So with that being said, let's move to this third shift where some stuff goes down. We log back on, and we are immediately met with another message from the Watchdog protocol saying,
Please stop modifying the server. Your game mode has been updated.
And unfortunately, it's correct. Cash is no longer in survival. He's in adventure mode now, which means he can't place or break blocks, which sucks because he has received a response. It says, yes, but who are you? And
But he can't
Cash
edit
edit these signs anymore, so
Oh,
we don't know
no.
how Cash is going to be able to respond to, oh, yeah, that's smart. He can use the book. Cash writes into the book, hi, still me. My name is Cash. I was hired to watch over this server. Who are you? But Cash needs somewhere to put this book.
Yeah.
Very smartly, he goes over to that bookshelf, assuming that if anyone else tries to use the secret passageway, they'll get the book and maybe see the message. But we
That's
have to wait
smart.
until... And just like that, the book is gone. My heart dropped because I thought this watchdog protocol had taken the book or something. But after a little bit, the book returns. Cash opens it and it reads, you are what to watch over the server? Your typing is weird. It seems that when this person
why do they
reads
have
our text,
X's for
it
the
also
E's and
has the
O's
weird
or some
X's. So
parts
Cash
of it?
responds, someone hired me to watch over the server. I'm getting paid to log on and play. And then asks again, who are you? He puts the book back. And
Maybe he has to
after a
learn the
bit, we get a
dialect.
response that says, I don't trust this, leave me alone. Cash tries to write back saying he's just as confused as they are, but after waiting a while, it's clear that this person has fully gone and isn't responding. He leaves the book there, but goes and tries to figure out some more information on anywhere.
No name tag or anything?
This opens an interesting thing because typically in Minecraft, there's always some sort of tell for where a person is. You
Yeah.
have invisibility potions, you see the bubbles. Even if you use a command to get rid of the bubbles, you can see like ground particles. But in all of these shots where the player should be here, there is nothing you can see of them. It is literally as though they are a ghost on this world. Cash is looking around in one of the other houses.
Really
when he suddenly
interesting.
comes across a very well hidden barrel, and it has a book inside. Now, unfortunately, it's unsigned. However, it does have some very interesting text.
I know he's real. I hear him behind me all the time. I can feel his eyes watching me. No one ever fucking believes me, but I know it's real.
Another classic,
That's
someone
interesting.
watching me trope. I'm bored. Can I play Candy Crush on your phone? And as Cash looks around, he sees a weirdly placed button, and upon pressing it, it actually opens a secret door. But right as he goes down it, his game crashes. A message pops up from him saying that this is pretty typical for his PC, and eventually
Sounds about
he logs
right.
back in. And when he does, Cash tells us,
I gave my friend the server IP so he could log on and check this out with me.
Oh, that's a bad
When he
idea.
tried to get on, it said he wasn't whitelisted. But I never sent that email, my gamer tag.
oh boy. So for those who
Ooh.
don't know, whitelisting on Minecraft basically lets only select gamer tags to be allowed on to a Minecraft server.
Interesting.
You need a gamer tag in order to do this. And according to Cash, he never sent these people his gamer tag. But somehow his player was whitelisted.
Government
This just
ass.
confuses me further because the only person we've talked to on this server has no idea who Cash is. So they certainly wouldn't.
I would
have
just nickname this
whitelisted
person
him to the
X.
server, right?
They just type
This
up
world
with
was also
loads
very
of
clearly
X's.
griefed, so if it had a whitelist the whole time, that
Smart, isn't it?
happen. Anyway, Cash makes his way back over to where he was and drops back down into just the tunnels again. But we see a very quick glimpse of like a passageway opening, and he makes his way over to it and tries to find whatever button or trigger just opened it, but there's nothing around. But
Ghost
Cash
people.
is actually a genius, and he tells us to hold on because he has an idea. And he comes back and shows us that he's downloaded an X-ray shader pack. He's realized that if this is another redstone door, he can try to figure out
Interesting.
where it's located and what the input to it is. And when he takes a look, we can see that there's a skulk sensor that seems to be what opens this door. But Cash, for the life of him, cannot trigger it.
I was gonna say, how would you trigger that? You can't trigger it through walls,
Clearly,
can't you?
someone just triggered the skulk sensor because the door opened. But eventually, Cash just takes a break from his computer, and we see the screen go black again. And Cash basically explains that he saw something outside his window again, and he went to take a picture of it. And he shows it to us, and it is corrupted badly. Cash
Ugh.
puts up some arrows of like what we're supposed to be looking at, but the weirdest thing about this all
Yeah,
is
that is a
Cash
pair of
never
eyes.
acknowledges that the image is corrupted. Cash says there are often a lot of deer in his yard, so he just went back to playing. He is truly just walking down this hallway, and I don't know about y'all, but
Oh, quick timing. That was some nice
Cash's
time. That was
reflexes
some
are insane.
good
You can hear the
timing.
skulk sensor go off. The door opens, and he's just barely able to make
Oh,
it inside
close,
before it
man.
shuts again. But inside where exactly? Cash turns around and is in this massive room of sorts. There's 2 sets of books at the end.
I wonder if it's like a
Cash
time
opens
thing.
them. We are met with this monstrosity, and there are several like pages of these inside of the
Oh,
different
that's a
books.
code.
Now, luckily, Cash shows it all to us, so I can give you a breakdown. Let's take a look at this first page, right? We can see that aside from all this gibberish, there seems to be a lot of X's in here. Now, the X's are all over this server, so I think that this is so confusing because it's like 2 different encoding methods on top of each other. So I'm going to ignore the X's and try to figure out what the original encoding process is. X's aside, all of these words end in OW, and now this rung a bell, but I didn't know why. And after some Googling, I realized it's because this is basically how Pig Latin works. In Pig Latin, you take a word, you rip off the first consonants, and you put it at the end, and then you add AY. I remember this because back in like grade school, kids would like make their own languages by just changing the AY to something else, and it would sound like a pretty distinct language. And in this case, they seem to have chosen OW as the ending sound. So if you take this text, remove all the ows, we're actually closer to legible text. Then all we have to do is move any consonants from the end to the front. However, with so many X's in the mix, it makes it really hard to know when there's a consonant or not. So to the best of my knowledge, what this says is, this is a basic sentence, so you can practice the new code. Remember that the code word is ow. I'm a way, iterale, enius gay. I'm a genius. Let's look at another page, shall we? If we remove the ows, shift consonants to the front, and fix the X's that are obvious, we read, do you actually believe him? I think he's a hacker that somehow keeps finding us or something. Now, upon initially reading,
Oh, so it's like inner
whoever is
monologue
talking
between
here was
people that are
talking
on
about
the
Cash.
server?
It speaks about whether or not they want to believe him and how he keeps
But how can we
finding
not
us.
see
But
them?
this text is towards the beginning of the first book. So this maybe took place a while ago, and I think this because there's a page on the other book that reads like this. Hey, I just spoke with someone who seemed to be the same person who wrote on the signs. Says his name is Cash. Something was hired to watch over the server. If he's playing a trick on us, it's a weird trick to play. I don't know. Basically, this person is talking about Cash, and this is clearly whoever spoke with Cash prior. It literally mentions it by name, but this leaves into question who the book was talking about prior. It talks about he again, and that he keeps finding us. Now, to me, that could mean maybe they're hiding from like a stalker almost.
There's
that
multiple
keeps
of
getting
them.
into their server.
By
Going back to
the
Cash's
sounds of it.
server, he gets kicked off pretty soon after, and it's clear that someone doesn't want him in there because when he logs on for his next shift, he is told that his location will be reset every minute. What does that mean? Well, basically, as he's wandering around, after a minute goes by, he is just teleported right back to the start. And Cash tries to continue looking around for new information or anyone to talk to, but with his location getting reset so often, he gives up and says that he's just gonna sit here and get paid, which is fair. And it's at that point that we see Editor Cash come on back and says that he fell asleep while just sitting there on the server, which adds up. This man has stayed up so late, so many nights. But he tells us that when he looked back at the footage, he saw this happen.
They are invisible. I fucking knew it.
He'll check that chest next time he logs on. But come on, is it ever that easy? Because Cash logs on again.
Ah, there we go. That's from the thumbnail. Okay. Interesting. Eat. What the fuck's happening to the captions? Yeah, these are very weird, like, structures. That did not hurt you. That was not even that big of a fall.
Did you see that? When Cash walked inside, the textures all seemed to change. And
Oh yeah,
moved
everything's
out.
gone back to old Minecraft.
It's clear Cash notices this, but all he has to say on the matter is
Or
wild, and then he continues to look around this house. For once, the chests actually have items, not some distorted
that's a lot of
version
items.
of
Wow.
There's furnaces, there's a bed. It truly seems to be a normal house. However, when he gets to this top floor, he's looking through chests and sees
Go
a
for
painting.
the
And
yeah.
he
Go for
checks
the
it.
painting.
There's a secret room behind it.
Yep.
Covered in signs that seem to be like a journal of sorts. It's the first time we've seen signs that don't have X's all over them, and they read,
They promised me that I won't be left out again. They went to fight the dragon without me. They said they thought I wasn't online. Swear I didn't show up in the tab menu. Yeah, right.
Cash mentions that he had people not showing up at the tab menu earlier.
They helped me build my base some more. They just feel bad for me. I'm tired. Barely anyone is playing anymore. I don't know why I keep playing.
This is interesting, but also a little too on the nose. I feel as though we've seen so much information get distorted that the fact that that isn't makes me not want to trust it. But essentially what's happening here...
Basement.
Was this? That wasn't there before. Right? The answer, of course, is no. But Cash makes his way down this staircase, and we are met with signs in just all caps, screaming at us more or less, and we even have our exits.
So quiet. Why is
I'll let you pause if you
it's
want to
so
read any of it.
empty
It's
and
mostly
quiet?
generic, ooky spooky stuff, but the scary...
I can't even wait. Hold on. It's so quiet now. Why is it so empty and quiet? Am I still supposed to be here or not? I can't even play anymore. I'm stuck watching. They can't see me. I'm standing right here. I have to make myself known. Everyone will know I'm watching. Ooh.
thing is...
Ooh. We haven't been able to see people so far,
This is the first time on this
so we don't know
movement of another player. And the weird thing is, we heard
if
a
we
door
can see
open,
these
but
people.
all of the doors are exactly how Cash left them prior. Cash goes to return to that basement area and is immediately clocked out. This was a lot of information, and I want you to tuck everything you just saw in the back of your mind.
So there's a clock out. There's an auto clock
Cash
out.
posted on his community tab that he was able to
Mechanic.
get onto the normal server again and check that chest before he was immediately clocked out. But he took 2 screenshots of the 2 pages, and they look like this. We read, "I'm going out on a limb and trusting you are who you say you are. But to be safe, you gotta solve this. The answer is right in front of you, then right." And on the next page, we see multiple of like a link that's been jumbled, and whoever did this is very smart because they pasted it several times to account for the X glitch. I tried some basic ciphers online before I decided to use that big old juicy brain I got upstairs, and I realized that in front of Cash, presumably, all the time, is a keyboard. So this is probably just a keyboard cipher where you take your keyboard and you shift all the letters one way or another. So if you do that with our lovely gibberish here, we get a YouTube link to an unlisted video that is just a black screen, but with this audio.
It's honestly so stupid that I'm even doing this, but just in case you're a real person, somehow you should know what's going on. This is a Minecraft server where my friends and I play Minecraft on, and it's just normal. Till we started getting harassed by this guy, and he kept making his way onto our server to the point where we got a new one. Then he found that one, but no matter what we do, he won't leave us alone. Joe, one of my friends, thinks it's a literal ghost because we even tried banning his IP, but it didn't stop him. Basically, around the time it started, one of my friends, this whole thing, he convinced us that there's this thing called the God Watcher or something. It was just a Bloody Mary knockoff. If you said the name 3 times, it would come, yada yada. Anyway, are you gonna find this big?
This is quite
interesting.
I agree with whoever's speaking here.
God Watcher.
This God Watcher thing was just a prank made up by a friend. Why are the letters moving?
Watches are.
Oh my god, guys, no way! Sorry.
That's so crazy!
Basically, God Watcher is a entity that is on the Minecraft Entities Wiki, and it says the God Watcher is an urban myth long lost to Minecraft versions gone by.
So,
to be a spirit that
is someone being paid to be the God Watcher? And I'm assuming the original God Watcher is the person paying them? I don't know.
chose to live in the digital world of Minecraft rather than pass on to the next life. The God Watcher implores the player to say its name 3 times while placing a poppy each time. This not only grants the God Watcher into your world, but also ties it to your player so that wherever you go, it may follow. However, there's a part that talks about the different things that this entity will do to players, and the one that stands out the most is how it says the most consistent occurrence is an increase in coal generation on every world the player joins.
There's a lot of coal.
I had noticed that in these tunnels there was an impressive amount of coal in the walls, especially since if it were me, I would have mined all of that to get some torches or something. But now I'm starting to think that coal is there for a very different reason. And judging by the fact that this article talks about how it torments people and makes them see things that aren't there, I'm a bit worried about the future of our lovely Cash. The next video isn't Cash logging onto the server, but instead, it's him talking in a Google Doc with someone, and it appears to be that same mystery person who created that video. Based off the channel name,
Anonymous
before,
Dinosaur.
this person Riley, and Riley says that she's still really paranoid, and Cash says that's fine, I think you have a reason to be. Cash re-explains everything we know about this whole getting hired thing, but actually does mention that he has gotten paid from these people. That they sent him like $42. Cash asks Riley to tell him more about this whole God Watcher thing. And before Riley can respond, a notification pops up for Cash of a Ring doorbell. I don't know if this is important.
They're onto him.
I'm legally obligated to tell you about it, so there it is. Riley once again pushes off the God Watcher thing, saying it was just a thing that her old friends made up on their first SMP, and Cash asks if they still have that server. And Riley says that they actually do. Cash logs on to this very distorted Minecraft server.
Good
the
God.
last server doesn't even hold a torch to this one when it comes to level of mess.
That's the house.
And Cash is
Isn't it?
literally just looking around this server, checking chests, and trying to find anything of you.
God? Do not let. Oh my god, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's fucking FNAF! Oh my god, there's no way! It's FNAF, bro! There's no way! They're slowly walking to what this is. Oh, that's funny! Oh, that's so good. It's literally Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. And you've got to keep replenishing it. Wait, this is brilliant. This is reminding me of the joy of creation more than it is FNAF, I want to say. Don't use it yet. It's not even 6 AM yet. Ooh. Wait, so are they both players? Or are they, like... Jeez. Yep, they're gone. Wait, that's actually crazy, though.
Whoever that was I certainly did enjoy it, but it seems to be morning, and Cash
Proper
actually
FNAF
goes back to
vibes,
that
that
document
is.
he was talking to Riley on, and Riley says, "I forgot the last time I played on this server was on my old account, so neither of us are whitelisted and can't get on." And Cash says, "I was able to get on." I don't understand how this keeps happening. Cash is somehow once again whitelisted for a server he shouldn't be on. Cash goes back to playing on the server and exploring his way around, and he makes his way down one of the tunnels and finds this room, I guess, that didn't seem to be there before. And upon going inside, we see an area
I'm
that
assuming
has
that's
3
where they
spots
summoned
and 3 poppies.
the
Cash pulls out the
God
document
Watcher.
again, and we can see that Riley is just going crazy.
You don't say his name or place the dandelions, whatever it was. Don't place them. You are the biggest idiot known to man. I've never seen idiot,
Cash's
bro.
next video is him playing on a seemingly brand new server, when suddenly Riley joins. Cash walks over to her and says, "Hey," to which she says, Cash replies and says it's because he took care of the whole God Watcher thing.
I don't believe it.
Cash says, "Well, you said it was tied to your friend's Minecraft account, right?" Cash says, "Well, I moved it to mine." And Cash says because all he had to do was deactivate his account and buy a new one. And I didn't notice before, but his gamertag has changed
Yeah.
from cashing checks to checks cashed. Cash goes
Oh,
on to explain that the
that's different.
God Watcher took care of the bill. Apparently, $42 is just enough for a new Minecraft account and a large pizza.
What? Did you not try that? What do you mean, Riley? Chill the fuck out. No! Fuck off! That's not Riley. That's the God Watcher.
It was no coincidence that Cash was in the same time zone as the people who played on this server. He was one of the people that played on this server. That's why he was whitelisted on every server he joined. He wasn't the next person the God Watcher would torment. He was the current. It somehow convinced him that he was a whole other person trying to solve this mysterious server. All to remember just how wrong he was.
What?
The next day after this video was posted, Cash's profile picture changed to this image.
Watchdog.
And since I've edited this video, I went back to Riley's channel, and at some point, it was also changed to that same image. I have not been able to get into contact with either of them.
Oh, okay. I'm a little bit confused. What was the house about? What was... I don't know why I keep playing. Ooh. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused. What was the house about? The house with all the dirt stuff. What was that about? Maybe that was just a bug in the server. But I'm a little bit confused with that ending. So was Riley the watchdog the whole time, or the God Watcher? Or is Riley Cash? Or is Cash a different person? I'm a little bit confused. I think I kind of lost the train of where they were going in that situation. Let me just go back really. So did he forget that Cash had permission? Or is Cash Riley, or is Cash one of the people that were a part of the server beforehand, or was Cash the original God Watcher? I'm confused. I am quite confused, I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe I'm just not getting the story, but that was very interesting. That was a really cool video. Yeah. There was not a lot of, like, there was a couple of scary bits, but there weren't, like, proper scary stuff. Like, obviously, near the end you saw there was a bit of a scary, like, thing there. But other than that, there wasn't really many main scary moments. Except for some, like, creepy, like, atmospheric build-up stuff. It was more, like... This is what I like about a lot of these ARGs recently. They're more lore focused than they are scary focused, but there is some good scares in them, or some good like plot twists. Yeah, that was pretty good. Like I said, again, I'm still a little bit confused. So if anyone watches this that maybe wants to try and help me clear up the story for me, then that would be appreciated. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused, but I think I have like the basic concept. It's just I'm confused on who is the God Watcher and who Riley is. Because was her involvement real at all? Yeah, it's weird. I'm feeling a bit confused, but aside from that, thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know what you thought in the comments below about this video, and like I said, if you can clear up some stuff on the lore for me, that would be appreciated. I am a bit confused. But other than that, yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to help support me more, then be sure to hype this video if you are on mobile, as that would help me a lot. And considering you only get like 3 a week, using that on me would be greatly appreciated, so thank you for that. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. Can't really think to speak on much more. Good ARG, good video, well done zachobuilds. Really good video, some funny moments, some spooky moments. I'm excited to see more. Let me know if you guys want me to react to more ARGs like this, because I have already reacted to a good majority of zachobuilds ARG videos, if not all of them. So if there are any... No, I have reacted to all of them. So if there are any ARG videos that you want me to react from different people, then let me know in the comments, and I will check them out and maybe do some videos on them. Because I don't know, I've put off making this video for a couple days now, but I just decided to get it over with and get it done, so... Yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, peace out.